Good day, wherever you are. My name is Patrick Obath, and I record this to remember my good friend, the late James Gashui, whom we first met in the early 70s when he had just returned from a graduate training program in Guildford, Surrey in the UK, and I had just joined the refinery to follow in exactly the same scheme that he had taken part in. We became good buddies when I finished my graduation, and at that time I remember we all had long hair. You wouldn't believe it, seeing where I am now, and we were competing as to who would have the biggest afro, and obviously being the younger of the two, I had an edge in terms of whose afro was bigger than the other. We then also lived not very far from each other. Literally, it was about a couple of 100 meters. Him living in the 3-bedroomed house and I living in a bedsit, just because I had just started working and he'd been more established at that time. We continued to be friends right through his whole life, even after he left the refinery and continued on to Total and then on to other oil companies, Galana and so forth. And we also had a lot of common interests in games as well as in serving societies, both being members of organizations and games that we shared and cherished. And I also got to know Anne very early in life when they were still courting in Mombasa, and we remained friends right up to now. And it is indeed gratifying to hear that we will still be celebrating and cherishing the memories of a man who had vision, a man who had a lot of knowledge about investments, and somebody who was really keen on the good of the country. Right now, even as I sit, unbeknown to a lot, I serve on the board of a company that he was quite close to and he cherished at the time as one of his investments. And it is my duty to ensure that that company will live to the dreams that I know he had when he was involved in the trying to accelerate the growth of that company. So let us all celebrate. And James, wherever you are, I know the good Lord is looking after you well. Good day.